Hello, welcome back. Today I'm doing a review of Genesis by Chris Carter. Apologies if you can hear the rain. It is currently pouring down over here, but regardless, this book, I've got a lot to say. So here is the cover, a unique cover. I like the that. I'm not the greatest with words. Then you got the tagline. It begins with fear. So here is the spine. It's around 530 pages. It's quite a long one. And here's the back. Like with my previous review, I'll let you pause it if you want to read it. It's actually quite an interesting plot. Now, with this one, something surprised me, and I'm about to show you what that is. So we obviously open the book, right? Then we get through, and boom, there's a warning. There we go. This novel contains themes that some readers may find upsetting. For more information and support, please see page 531. So, after reading the book, I can understand why the warning was there. So, like with my other review, I'm going to do a spoiler-free review to start. And yeah, so if you like Chris Carter, then you'll like this. It's got a lot of his trademark style, although it's a lot more violent. So if you're not keen on graphic violence, then maybe give this one a little bit of a skip. Me personally, I don't mind graphic violence, but yeah, if you like Chris Carter, then I'm pretty sure you'll like this. It is a little bit slow in sections where it does feel like they're kind of repeating the same thing in areas, but I'll get to that later. But yeah, that's my spoiler-free review. Now on to the spoilery review. Now, there were sections of this book that I wasn't the biggest fan of. Now, that's not me saying this is a bad book, because it wasn't. But there were sections where the investigation would kind of drag on and on and on and on and on. And some questions would be left unanswered. Like with Sleazy Mark, it's like Hunter confronts him, and then all of a sudden there's no other mention of him in the entire book. And I've got to say, the ending of this book was fantastic. It was actually a very, very well done resolution to everything that came before. And a lot of people say it's implausible. It's unrealistic. Like I said in my other reviews, I come to books for entertainment first. So there could be a book about a flying cat going around shooting people, and I would enjoy it, you know what I mean? But I can see where that's coming from, but I will say the ending of the book, from around, let me see, would have been maybe even earlier than this, maybe, I'm not sure. Around 350, I would say, is when it started to really pick up in the pace for me. From about page, I don't know, there was a bit of a middle section where it dragged a little with investigations going back over and over and over the details. But I managed to get past it, and once the climax was getting up there, it really started moving the pace fast. The ending, where we find out why the book is titled Genesis, is very, very, it makes a lot of sense. Apologies if I'm pronouncing my words odd. A little bit under the weather at the moment. But yeah, it's on the back. It says, Hunter must catch the most disciplined and systematic killer that he has ever encountered, someone who thrives on the victim's fear and to whom death is a lesson that needs to be taught. Now, each kill, every death in this book starts off with, where is it? Something like, that's correct, I educate, I teach, yeah. I'll be a mentor, Melissa, a teacher of sorts. Every kill starts off with that. And once you get to the ending, especially the revelation of who's been behind these murders, it all makes sense. And now we're deep into spoilers, so if you still haven't clicked off, click off now because I'm about to reveal a key factor into this book. I think Chris Carter books are the only books, or like procedural books or mystery novels are the only books where it's like spoilers really, really matter. I suppose. I don't know. I'm not the most well-read person in the world, but yeah, so we find out that Genesis commits suicide, and by doing that, it was because of a harmless prank, right? Of course it is. Fucking people gotta realize pranks actually have consequences. And her suicide, and Troy, another character who commits suicide, is the reason why the warning is there. Because if you go to the back, you have helplines here, which does make sense, and it's actually very commendable of Chris Carter for doing that, and the dedication is actually very, very, very thoughtful towards a lot of people, like you and I, for instance. But yeah, and apparently when Chris Carter was writing this, it would have been during COVID, and he had a terrible tragedy happen in 2019, which is awful to hear about. There's interviews with him about this book, and it's very, very awful to hear about it. And apparently when this book came out, the dedication, people were sending him messages saying, thank you for writing that dedication, because I was gonna, off myself, and it actually helped me stay. And it's one of those things where you hear something like that and you're like, shit, this actually has a lot of meaning to a lot of different people. And it's another case where this is kind of unrelated, but you never know who's reading your stuff, who's watching your videos, who's listening to your music, who's watching your movies, you know what I mean? Like, you never know what the person you're walking by is struggling with. And yeah, it's it's a rabbit hole of a thought. But yeah, anyway, I'm not sure what else to say about this. Now, I'm probably going to close up this review because there's a lot I want to say, but I also don't want to spoil it too much in case you're still watching. But yeah, if you like Chris Carter, if you like the Robert Hunter series, you will like this book. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys for another video very, very soon. Take care.